This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
Wake up, mother.
You're now listening to MikeroMedia Radio, where I feature some of the best live, local, and underground bands from in and around the tri-state area. All right. Welcome back to another edition of the MikeroMedia Show. It is 6:34 p.m. and my battery on my laptop is at 99%, if you guys cared. But, yeah, so, I'm MikeroMedia. And I'm here with Zach Landers and
what's up, everybody?
Yeah, we're gonna have the one and only Bob Making Waves coming in, but I stuck in a little bit of traffic. He should be here any second. Should be ringing my doorbell in a few minutes. But yeah, we got a couple more songs, and that was a favorite of mine. That was Lowlight.
Is that off their? Was that off their new record?
Off their brand new album. and that was Motel Chronicles. That's an awesome
really
song.
Good.
But yeah. So I don't know. Bob said he wanted me to play that because I think he booked Lowlight coming up on one of his shows.
And let's face it, who doesn't like Lowlight?
Yeah,
I know you.
I love Lowlight.
Oh, yeah,
actually, Lowlight is playing with Centennials and the Afraid.
No,
sorry,
don't
they're
even.
playing with Centennials and not Jeff Linden. What's the other one?
Rose Boulevard.
Rose Boulevard. October 15th, the day after my birthday show
at
the Court Tavern.
I know. I think I might be there all weekend.
Yeah,
then.
we got since we don't have Bob Makin right now.
You want to talk about your birthday show real quick?
My birthday show. The Afraid Brigade. Control. Sick Shit. Family Man. Dusters.
I think that's it.
Nope. Barbarian.
There you go.
And we got a bunch of them playing on the show tonight.
Yeah,
so
we'll have a little preview.
We'll have a little preview of that. I'm really excited to see Sick Shit. I love that band. And Barbarian, I haven't seen them.
I hope you're excited to see all of the bands.
I'm excited to see a lot of the bands.
A lot of the bands.
But I haven't seen Barbarian in a very long time. I haven't seen any of the guys in that band, so it's going to be like a little reunion.
Should be a fun party.
Should be great.
But bringing cupcakes.
I'm not making cupcakes to my own party.
No,
Somebody else.
Should I bring cupcakes?
Somebody has to make cupcakes for my party. This is your invitation to my party to bring me cupcakes.
Brittany should make you cupcakes.
Brittany should make me Poke Cakes. Pokemon cupcake.
Pokeball.
She had a Pokemon cupcake or a Pokemon cake for her birthday.
Oh, word.
But we got some more, and we got a part of the Makin family, and that is Matthew Makin. And he is in the band Experiment 34, so this is pretty cool. And we got 3 days in the chamber, and they are playing the circus showcase that Bob's put on, the Making Waves Circus, and the Rock Circus. I'm excited for that. Bob's going to tell you a little bit more about that later. And this is 3 days in the chamber, and then we got a brand new one from my friend Mo, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Sorry about that. But this next one is Lock and Key, and he's been in the studio working on this, and he emailed me a few months ago letting me know about it, and I was super excited when they came out with a music video because I love it. It's awesome, and hopefully you guys will love it. And this is 3 days in the chamber by Experiment 34, and then after that we got Lock and Key. Remember, you can hang out with me on October 14th at the one and only Court Tavern for the MikeroMedia spectacular birthday party featuring Bacon Boy and Micro Mosh. There's a lot of micros and a lot of moshing going on, so enjoy. And remember, during the Afraid Brigade, punch someone in the face. This next one is 3 days in the chamber by Experiment 34. Hope you enjoy, and remember, support local music.
Fascinating faces driving me I cannot move. Did I just move? Where am I now? I'm back again. I am not here. I'm over there.
All right, that was Lock and Key by Molcho Music. That's pretty cool, and they just came out with a music video for that, so you could check that out. And the next one we had before that was Experiment 34 with 3 Days in the Chamber. That's an awesome song. But yeah, we're here in the studio with Mr. Making Waves himself, Bob Makin. How are you doing today?
How are you guys doing? I'm very glad to
I'm
be
good.
here. Thanks so
Yeah.
much
Good.
for having
You're
me.
welcome. But yeah, we're here to promote your show. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely. I just got to thank Roxy and Duke so much for working with me. We're going to have a fantastic show on October 22nd. It's called the Makin Waves Rock Circus Showcase, and it's a blend of circus sideshow, burlesque, and 4 of New Jersey's best independent bands. We've got, you just played Experiment 34. We've got the Black Clouds from down the shore, who are just like really great. We got their 3rd and best album coming out soon. We have Will Wood and the Tapeworms, who were just here last week.
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
Pretty amazing, right? And the Production, who are coming up here
on the
soon.
20th.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much
You're
for
welcome.
supporting this show with not only me, but having Experiment 34 and the Production and Will Wood on.
Definitely.
And then the sideshow talent is an absolutely gorgeous woman named Gazilla Rose, who calls herself the painless human pincushion. And she, can, I guess in sort of a almost a holistic way, stick needles in different parts of her body, and she does
like an acupuncture kind
yeah,
of thing?
like acupuncture. Like she sticks the needles through, like her skin. And for us, what she's going to be doing is her suspension act, where she hangs from her flesh on hooks. So she's going to do her act, and it's going to segue right into Experiment 34 set. And what's great is right before she performs is going to be the Production.
Ooh.
And you know how the Production had that song called Good Old Fashioned Bloodletting? So you're going to have Good Old Fashioned Bloodletting going into the human pincushion into Experiment 34. It's going to be something.
That sounds wild.
Right. Nobody's ever seen anything like that in the local music
And
scene.
Roxy and Dukes is a pretty cool place for that.
Yeah,
like they're already
absolutely
set up
is.
for that kind of burlesque
They
kind
are.
of thing. It's it's a very nice and kind of not kitschy, but it's got that whole kind of old school
vibe.
feel.
Yeah, definitely.
And they got that giant head behind the stage.
Yeah.
It's funny. We the Afraid Brigade played there, and I had not even noticed it, and because I guess I wasn't paying attention, and then people told me oh, that head behind you was so creepy. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I turned around, I was like, oh crap. But it's a really cool place.
It is, and Jim Parks, the owner, is so great.
He's a really, really nice guy.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy and really generous to the artists with whom he works. And, he's got such a great vision for burlesque and sideshow and music. And so, he's worked with burlesque and music and sideshow and music, but I don't know that he's ever blended all 3 onto the same show, and nobody's ever blended all 3 for a music industry showcase in which you're using the sideshow and the burlesque to entice the representatives
as part of
the
the
to
act.
get them to come. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so far we've got a lot of music industry coming. We've got about 50 people on the guest lists, and there's going to be
pretty cool.
independent labels there and agents and publicists, and I'm hoping to get some management firms. We've got photographers and videographers, and something that's really important that I want to get for these bands is licensing companies. I'm hoping to get representative licensing companies there, because that's where an independent band can really augment their income so that they continue to put out music on their own terms and tour. And of course, a booking agent would be nice for that too. So hopefully a bunch of folks are going to come out from that, and hopefully a lot of the public's going to come out, and it's just going to be a smashing, spectacular event.
Cool.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. That's
Cool.
going to be a good time. But yeah, we got some new music, and we got Broken Bones by a band called That of a Lion. They're a hardcore punk band, hardcore metal band from North Jersey, and they just put this out, and you can find it on www.thatofalion.com. And the cool thing is, bands are starting to get websites and not Facebook and MySpace anymore. Like Fun While You Wait just got a brand new website, funwhileyouwait.com. They had to fight a guy for funwhileyouwait.com, and
Really?
they got it. He
Good for
put
them.
he
Did you win that fight with that MikeroMedia guy?
I'm gonna try to figure that out, because what Fun While You Wait did was they actually had fun and they waited, and when the guy's subscription expired, they
they
took
just
it from
jumped
him.
on it. Oh, before he could renew it.
Yep.
Oh, that's good for them.
Because they knew on the online domain it said when it expires. I didn't even know you can do that.
I think you could if you go to like GoDaddy or something like that.
Yeah, because somebody has MikeroMedia.com. But yeah, we're
Good
gonna
luck with that, guys.
Yeah, then we got another heavy hardcore band, and this one is Laid to Rest. I saw them play at Maxicali Live in Teaneck, and it was pretty cool. This one is CTH8, whatever that means. But this is Broken Bones by That of a Lion. Hope you enjoy, and remember, support local music.
This is an emergency broadcast transmission. This is not a task. Please remain calm. Seek shelter immediately. Do not disengage this message. The evacuation has begun. The evacuation has begun.
I use my hate as the inspiration, leaving MCs on their side like they aspirating. Do you really wanna ride or is your engine racing? 10 bars through his mask like an axe for Jason. I'm the rap Scott Connor, piece of shit that remind you of your father. I see Medusa in your future. If your people all cattle, I'm the fucking butcher. Better get used to seeing grim in the compound. My concubine beautiful. Seed to the world. When I die, there'll be no funeral. Sean Riccio, the subway is packed. Got my fans on some fanatic shit, letting go the gas. Yeah, they said I'm too old. They said I'm undateable. Said I never made her come, bitch. That's debatable. Devil's faucet blowing, got a line out the clinic. But her room is like a tomb because some children died in it. Dirty bitches in the street with the crescent moon. Middle finger to your rotting corpse is my current mood.
That's right, motherfuckers. Lay to rest. Then grip the hold to the new Connecticut Brotherhood, motherfuckers.
Yeah, hate 60 203 Connecticut Brotherhood. Unmatched dominance. Laid to rest. Ben Grimm, you scared motherfuckers.
Make way for the CT crew, and when we see you, your days are through. Bitch. Done that again.
All right, that was Laid to Rest with CTH8. That was pretty cool. I like how heavy bands can have rappers and then it can get heavy. That's pretty cool. But then we had Broken Bones by That of a Lion. That was really awesome. That of a Lion actually has a CD release show coming up. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see. That of a Lion EP release show featuring That of a Lion EP release show, free admission, featuring special guests, Blessing of This Curse, Moments of a Memory, Alive in the Dark, and The Dark Matters. And it's on October 21st, 2016 at the Nautilus Loft on 245 4th Street in Passaic, New Jersey. And it's 18...
I think that's nudist.
Okay.
Nudist Loft.
All right. That's what I thought. But then it's 18/21 plus. I don't know what that means.
18 to get in, 21 to drink.
Yeah, probably.
That makes sense. And it's 7 p.m. and more information go on thatofalion.com. That should be pretty cool. Like I said, it's free. Who doesn't
Free
doesn't like a free show featuring some cool bands and the Dark Matters?
Yeah, we played with the Dark Matters before. They're really good.
Yeah, they're really really good. So I don't know. Then we had Laid to Rest. So we got a bunch of other bands coming up, and we're going to promote my birthday show. That is, again, October 14th at the Court Tavern, featuring The Afraid Brigade, Control, Dusters, Sick Shit, Family Man, Barbarian, and the one and only Mr. Bacon Boy himself going to be hanging out. And I hope to see you there. It is 21 plus, and it is $5 or $10, whatever you choose. And it starts at 8 o'clock.
$10. Be nice. Give
and
money to a
the
band.
Afraid Brigade kicks it off. So
yeah, we do.
Should be good.
I'm gonna be there bright and early, 4 o'clock.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. So the Court Tavern opens at 6:30. Just to let you know. It's just an FYI. But
I'll be there setting
yeah,
on my drums.
So,
you can help, Mr. Mike.
I
So
know.
how long have you guys been? How long you started the show when?
I started this October of 2015.
And how long have you been on the show?
Almost like 6 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I came on as a guest.
Came on as a guest when
from
it
the
was
Afraid Brigade.
It was a disaster of a show back then.
It was no, it was
the
different.
microphones weren't working, and everything was just every guest I had was on mute and nothing. I didn't know anything about this. And
we got it down pretty good now.
We got our own little studio right here,
Yes,
as you can
nice.
see. Me and my dad made this, and if you close it, it just looks like a guitar case. No,
You guys should have live from the dining room on, and vice versa.
We were.
'Cause
I was
everybody together. We could just bring this whole
That's
thing
just so
over to
funny.
Joe Gallupo's place.
Yeah,
And
no,
we
it's
could-
Jason.
A
Jason's
simultaneous
place.
podcast.
Yeah, I'm actually on live from the dining room. They didn't have anybody, and they called me over. They're like, "Hey, you want to come over?" I'm like, "Sure." So I'm
Did
on.
you really?
I think.
Yeah,
I don't know if I should.
I was on there.
Yeah, it's great.
I think
I've been
we're-
trying to get Joe Gallupo to come on for as long as I started, and he's just so busy on Thursdays. They're not around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I think we got something coming up with Mr. Joe Gallupo in the future.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. I'm excited.
So maybe
An acoustic performance.
I'll bail on you. What days does he do it?
He
It's a
does it Monday night at
Yeah.
8. I'll probably just go.
Oh, yeah, it is 8.
Joe always says I could just come hang out.
Well, you're not invited to this one.
Ah,
That's okay. I'll come pick you up.
All right.
So you know how online radio has had that problem with the royalties? It's like you
Yeah.
know, so many of them had to shut down because
Oh yeah, like Blow Up Radio just
Yeah.
got shut down.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Blow Up Radio. Is that?
yeah.
I'm not sure who they are, but I've been hearing Kimmy.
Laszlo from
Yeah,
Blow Up
Laszlo,
Radio.
there you
he,
go.
That he set up, or that was my first ever show with the Afraid Brigade, and
Really?
he said we played for that.
That's
that
awesome.
was he's a super nice guy
Yeah.
and was
Yeah.
really I don't know what happened to that.
The FCC wouldn't make the royalty payments equitable. They like it's almost as if
All right, I don't
broadcast radio has the FCC in its pocket, and so the broadcast radio plays a certain royalty rate
for
and for each song, and
because I know he did all like local stuff.
yeah, and so like and they're charging him the same, even a greater rate than say the Rat to play Metallica.
But even if it's like just like a local band that I don't know.
So my question for you guys is, how do you avoid that? Like, how does this fall within the parameters of that? Is this more of a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the word radio on it because we want to make ourselves sound like a radio station, so it looks
It's a
professional.
people
But it's a
don't listen to radio
podcast. I let a lot of
sometimes.
people when I say radio, I'm like, it's a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he did something similar. I remember because he featured some of our songs in there. He was a super nice guy. And
Yeah.
He
really,
is.
And MikeroMedia is not just a podcast. It is also a photography business and videos, and I interview bands on the side. So I'm doing.
yeah, that's you.
I'm doing.
I'm not a
yeah,
part of that.
not you, but I'm trying to make it like a business thing where it's everything. Because people are like, "Hey, I need a photographer," or I want someone to interview my band. So I'll
Well,
just say,
see, now
I
that's
do
why
all
you should
that. Mm-hmm.
come to the showcase. I know you have a bunch of other things to do, but you
Yeah.
should come to the showcase that night because you might be able to sell yourself as a
Yeah,
photographer,
definitely.
videographer.
Mm-hmm.
To
Yeah, and if
these
anybody
bands.
doesn't know, Michael Tatic, Mike's not plugging this. I'm plugging
No.
him right
All
now.
right.
Michael Tatic Photography.
Mhm.
He takes really great pictures.
Thank you, sir.
Most of mine that just go
Pictures,
straight
videos.
to Tinder because they're so good. But
And what's your website?
I don't have one currently.
But no, what's the Spreaker?
It's right up there.
it's Spreaker.com.
I actually
/user.
posted the live link. I can.
It's on Facebook.
Let's see.
But if-
Spreaker.com/user/MikeroMedia.
See, if anybody's listening to this now, they don't need to know that because they've obviously already found it, hopefully.
Right.
But
I'm gonna send this
But yeah,
to you.
but if you guys need any cool pictures, Mike does really cool pictures, and he's not expensive.
I'm free. I mean,
No,
unless
no,
like I'm
don't
not.
sell
No.
yourself for free.
For a live show, this is my deal. What I've done. People ask me all the time, "Do you charge to?" If say I'm playing a gig at whatever venue, and they say, "Hey, do you charge?" I think as for a photographer in general, I mean, I'm probably gonna get yelled at by some other photographers if they're listening in. But if you're doing a live show, you should ask the band to either throw you a T-shirt or pay your admission to the show. A band shouldn't have to pay X amount of money to have a photographer come to a show because I just think that's kind of
well,
like, they
especially for
shouldn't.
you because I know you don't do it just for.
I
Like,
do
money
it.
kind
I
of
want to
thing.
go
You
to
do
a
it because
show.
you like it, and
Yeah.
like you want to like spread like the thing.
Mhm. And I'll photograph bands that I don't know, and I'll give them photos because they don't have photos. I like
Yeah, no,
that
like,
too.
Yeah, no, it's great.
But I also film bands too, so I'm trying to charge, but a lot of bands don't really offer.
Well, see, that's
Well,
you know
we're-
that
thing.
we're
I
broke
put
as
myself
hell.
out there, but bands are like, we don't make enough money to have that.
See, that's what's good about the showcases,
Mm-hmm.
because I know for a fact that, you know, all of those bands are looking to make videos
Mm-hmm.
at various levels. I know the Black Clouds for sure want to make video, and they're looking for a really affordable
Mm-hmm. All right.
videographer. So that's, you know, it's this kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
if you're a photographer, if you're a videographer, if you're a graphic artist,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if you're one of those services within the industry that doesn't have like the high profile of, say, a record label or a management firm or even a booking agent or a publicist.
Yeah.
But if you think that you can help a band and that the band can afford you, then come to this showcase, because you might be able to get some work out of it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's on October 22nd.
And there's some
At Roxy
awesome.
and Dukes.
There's a lot of awesome bands playing that I've seen. I haven't seen the Black Clouds, but I
You're
listened to
gonna love
them the other night, and they were cool. I dig it. I like the production.
Yeah.
You never expect little Nicole to come out when she sings, and you're just like blown away. Like, holy shit! Did she really just blow me away like that? I didn't expect her to sing
Yeah.
like that. Like,
She's sassy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I like I don't know. Experiment 34 is pretty cool because they're heavy, but they're not. They're like they got that Rage Against the Machine vibe going on, and I
Yeah,
like
it's like
I like that a
yeah.
lot. It's like
It's like heavy without being like metally.
yeah,
If there's
exactly.
like a word, yeah.
And it's really cool. And they're a great group of guys. And who else is playing that?
we got Will Wood.
Will Wood and
Wood.
Tapeworms. And if you don't already know about Will Wood and Tapeworms and you're in
Check
the
him
local
out.
scene in New Jersey, you should check him out. He's
Yeah.
amazing. I got the chills when he's sitting
Oh
in
yeah,
the same spot.
to watch
my
him
God.
do his thing like
the
like 2
piano.
feet away from you, like
Yeah.
And
his
he's like
hands
secretly
are, like,
freaking out in his
Yeah.
seat playing the keyboard.
but
and
he's
you're
just
like,
doing like he moves his hands like so
oh, can you give
fast
us a
and,
sound check? I'm like,
And-
oh my God, your sound check was just like Beethoven.
No, yeah, I walked down here and he was already here, like playing on his piano. I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit! I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah, this
I
was
love his
awesome.
record. I love
Oh, yeah.
Selfish. I mean, it's a concept album. How many local artists have put out successful concept albums?
No, I'm pretty
You know?
sure that's album of the year for me.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and I could hear
Definitely
it over
up
and
there.
over. And if it's Will Wood, just Will Wood, and then Will Wood and his Tapeworms, it's like
His
whatever it
Tapeworms.
is. If it's one or the other, they're both great together. Will's good solo and with the
Yeah.
band, and
Yeah.
his what do you call it? His saxophone player is amazing.
Yeah.
He's
definitely.
They're like all together. They just come together, and you never expect it. Like looking at somebody, and you're just like, "Wow, you're in a band. Let me check them out." And then you're just like, "Whoa, I didn't
Yeah.
expect that when I saw them play at Local Legends. I was blown
Yeah,
away."
that record is an amazing story about recovering from addiction, and it could stand as a musical. Like he could, it would sort of almost be like a one-man show
Yeah,
with like some supporting players, but it would be like a one-man, one-act musical, you know. And it's just, you know, if he staged it with like characterization and sets and props, it would really work, you know, because
Exactly.
it's that strong of a story. Now, how did you get turned on to him? I know you turned me on to him. Will Wood is on this show,
Yeah.
because of you, Mike.
I was at Local Legend Fest the first time, and I was helping them out with photos and video, and I've been friends with Trevor for a while since he had Trev Boozle at his house. And then they had this vision of like getting like over 100 bands to play at. They're like, since the show got shut down due to a pretty bad fight during one of the metal bands in his basement, they said, next year we're going to have this at a farm. And I looked at them and I go, you guys aren't going to be able to do this. You guys are just a little independent group of guys. And then when I woke up one day, I saw them posting about it, and they got closer and closer, and they had one of the best music festivals I've been to. It was a 3-day camping event. There was over 75 bands. I think
we were there that day.
yeah, we did a show on them, and I think I met every band playing that show. They loved what I did. That was when I got to meet Will Wood and Tapeworms. I just walked by and saw this guy playing the keyboard and singing about how he wanted to kill himself on stage. I was a little creepy, but I like
he was-
when bands are weird.
Yeah.
And that's what got me, and I was just like, I stopped and I just watched him play. He's wearing a top hat and
Yeah.
a dress on, and he's yelling at the
No,
crowd,
I remember
smashing
that.
his keyboard, and I was just like, "Whoa, who is this?"
Yeah, I was packing up my car behind that stage, and I stopped, and I was like, "This band is actually really, really
Yeah.
good." There's like it's a rarely like you just walk. Sometimes you just walk by bands, and not that you're not paying attention, but it's like something that just grabs your attention. You're just like, "Holy crap! Like this is actually really good."
Even talking about Will Wood, I get the goosebumps because it's like this guy has so much talent. I don't know why they're not bigger than they actually are.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Well,
like-
that's the state of the music industry, and that's why I wanted to have this show. Is because how do these 4 deserving bands get to be heard by good large independent labels and managers and agents and
I've been
publicists?
trying to figure that out for
I got to
years.
get these guys to come to Jersey to see them because if they play in New York and then they invite somebody down, it's almost like, yeah, I'll go. But if you make this enormous event out of it, like it's just a spectacle, it's a freak show. It's like a train, a car wreck, and you're stuck in traffic because everybody's looking on the other side of the highway at the wreck. That's what this show is like. It's a freak show.
Exactly.
And hopefully people in the industry are going to be enticed to check out the train wreck of it.
Yeah, exactly. But it should be one hell of a show. But yeah, I think we're gonna take a little break and we're gonna play some more music. But did you think about going to some record stores in New Jersey and giving out flyers? Because they always have the free section.
Yeah.
Like Vintage Vinyl has them and stuff.
Yeah, Vintage Vinyl.
I always go to Vintage Vinyl and get they'll give out CDs or they'll have posters of bands will come in, and I always take some stuff on the way out.
And it's a cool thing if you're like a local artist, you can go to Vintage Vinyl with a handful of CDs and put them you can give them your CDs to sell and stuff like that. I think I gave them 3 Afraid Brigade CDs, so you can actually buy it there, and it doesn't cost you anything. If they you call every couple of months, see if they sold anything, if they want any more or whatever
Consignment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can sell them for whatever you want. You don't need to I think we were selling them for $5 over there, but it's any local artist can go and do that.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I've been flyering the heck out of Roxy and Duke's because they have so much sideshow and burlesque every month. So every event they've had, I've tried to get to. I'm going tonight. I think Mike's going to come.
Yeah, I'm going to be there. But what I said to somebody, I said to one of my friends, RJ, he's in the band. They were a band, but they disbanded, and they were called Wolfosaurus Rex, and he's the drummer. And I said, how come there are so many flyers on every street corner in New Brunswick? And he goes, I might have paid a little bit too much money, but I gave a guy, a homeless man, a lot of money. And I gave him duct tape and a bunch of flyers, and he went around and stuck them everywhere in New Brunswick. And I said, that's a great idea, but I don't know if you should be bothering the homeless people to do things like that. Because, I mean,
I don't know. That's not something people should go out and try themselves.
A lot of the homeless people are not allowed to be in venues in New Brunswick, so I don't know if you should be bothering them to do music-related things.
Yeah, Vintage Vinyl is a really good idea. I didn't want to flyer around the neighborhood around Roxy and Dukes because I don't want to get them in trouble.
I don't know how much of it. I'm not super familiar with that area, but I don't know if there's
it's a neighborhood.
Yeah, it's
it's across the street from an Acme.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not
it's
like the Court
next to,
Tavern, where it's in a bustling city. It's an old Polish Falcons Hall that they still own, and
what
Roxy and Dukes pays rent.
The cool thing about what Brittany does is she has a street team, and I'm part of that. And she gives us shirts, and it says Court Tavern on the back. It says Street Team. She gives us every few weeks. She gives the group. She'll talk on Facebook. We have a special private group, and she'll tell us, all right. I have a really cool show coming up. Can you guys go around New Brunswick and hand out flyers? Or wherever you live, go out there and give out flyers. So it's we'll go around, and I'll go to the number one trick is to go to where is it? The town square. Where's the where they usually
Livingston Ave.
Yeah, Livingston Ave or College Ave, and there's all the college kids, especially in the summer. And now that it's getting cooler out, they like to hang out with their laptops and. You got to make sure you let them know that the venue is a 21 plus venue.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about New Brunswick. That's why the basement scene
Exactly.
came to be, because Bouncing Souls and
Yeah.
Lifetime and Pleased Youth before them, they had all these
Thursday.
underage kids.
Or
And they
even
couldn't-
like the Gaslight Anthem started in like the Brunswick.
But I
basement
think,
scene.
so many
as
bands.
me, I like basement shows and I like the Court and I like going to Scarlet Pub. I like it all, but
It's different.
I
You know what?
think-
They're two different things. Like,
but I think I'd
They are.
rather go to a 21 plus venue than a basement show because I feel safer because everyone is over the age,
all right.
and if the cops come, they won't. No one can
cops
get
won't
arrested.
come.
They won't come,
They won't come.
and you won't get
And-
arrested for people like doing having drug use
don't know,
or
but
like
the-
different things like
and
that.
like my experience, like the basement shows are kind of, I don't want to say more fun, but it's like the people that are there are kind of there for that. They're not just there. Like some like places you play that are just like dive bars,
Like,
and
I
people
go-
are there to drink and just do whatever. But like basement shows are like, it's almost like a party, and like the people that are there, they want to be there
But
and they want to have fun.
every
Like
now
there
and then,
is like a
there
very
is a-
shady kind of thing.
There
going
is a
on, but-
house that I'm not going to say, but whenever I go there, you go in the living room and everyone's passing things around, and I don't see them ever going to the show.
See, that's the irony of the
yeah.
basement scene, though, is because the basement scene was a straight edge scene when it started. Lifetime was
Yeah.
a straight edge band, and 67 Handy Street. I mean, nobody drank,
Yeah.
nobody did drugs.
Everyone had big
they were
X's on their hands. and-
totally there for the music.
Yep.
And then along
They
the
keep-
way it changed. But, a thing that's a shame is the way this. I interviewed Ari Katz from Lifetime
Nice.
earlier this year, and he's like, New Brunswick is the weirdest town. It's the only college town that I know of where the city doesn't support the artistic vision of the college scene that's around the town.
Why do you
know,
think that is?
Yeah, I don't know. I think because there's a strong corporate atmosphere in New Brunswick with Johnson & Johnson. And so, you've got all these kids dying to go to shows, and how difficult would it be to let the Court Tavern be all ages and just like really purposefully and responsibly monitor the 21 and up drinking?
Thing was, Court Tavern.
Or it could be like, even because they have the basement thing, if they just let it was like all
But they
ages,
wouldn't
maybe
have
shut.
to have the basement thing. And the Court Tavern could be the legendary club that it always was. Pavement played their first show there.
I started going to the Court Tavern when I was 11 years old. They had the all ages shows that started at like 1 in the afternoon.
Oh,
It was the
really?
Battle of the Bands featuring Jersey Shows and Elmo.
Jersey
that
Shows
now works at Game Changer World, and I went there and I saw all my friends' bands like A Clear Blur and Render Me Useless and a lot of
That's
other
like
great
backstage
bands that
days.
aren't bands anymore, but I used to see them, and then when it turned a certain time, the underage kids had to go home, and then they had like a real
regular
hardcore
show.
show or whatever
Well, that's
it
like
was.
that's like what we always try to do with Backstage Coffee House back in the day, like because
Yeah.
it is like we wanted a place for like where it was also like good that we rented the building from a church because like when we had. If you wanted kids to come to an all-ages show, like parents are not going to have
Yeah.
a problem dropping their kids off at a church hall, and you know what I mean. Like that's why we want to do it because there's no cool play like high school bands. Half the bands can't even play in the
Yeah.
places like they try to book, and it
That's
sucks.
like Game Changer World. That's why they have an all ages venue and it has arcade
It
in
has
there.
no alcohol. It has
No alcohol.
arcade games
And
instead
a
of
lot of
alcohol.
people are like, I don't like it because it doesn't have alcohol. But I like the fact that it doesn't have alcohol because there's less fights there.
Sure.
No, it's
Because-
But
true.
so the thing is the city created an ordinance
Yeah.
that outlawed all ages shows and 18 and up shows. All the shows and all the places that have there's a law in New Brunswick that says that if you have a liquor license, you cannot let anybody in to the show that's under the age of 21.
So even if like they're not like if the Court
They
Tavern
have
just
to
says
shut
we're
off
not
the
ser-
taps.
Oh really?
And if the Court Tavern shuts off the taps, how are they going to make money?
They're not.
They're not. So why is it that the Stone Pony, Starland Ballroom, I could name a dozen clubs.
Yeah.
Why can they all very purposely and responsibly have all ages and 18 and up shows, yet Brittany Dixon, who's more responsible and purposeful than
yeah.
anybody else in the local music scene, can't. That's ridiculous.
See, but that like Starland is like the thing. Like some shows, like all the shows, they have like the bar thing open in the back or whatever, and you can take your drink out into the all ages crowd. I'm like, this is kind of stupid. Like, I get, like, because the 18 and up kids, I get they can't go up to the bar.
Wristband.
Yeah, but I'm like, all I have to do is take this beer that I got, walk into the crowd, find my girlfriend, give her a beer. You know what I mean? Like, it's the stupidest thing. Like, that's
You're right.
There's absolutely no regulation. It's like the same thing. Maybe at the Core Tavern, just don't have the bar downstairs open. Maybe have just the bar upstairs
You can't do
open.
that.
You can't.
It's not
She
going to
won't
work.
make enough money.
But no, I'm saying, like, so the people that are 21 like, go upstairs and get a beer
but
and
it's
then
hard.
bring it down.
It's
but
going to be
just-
so
can't do
much
it.
work because you're going to have to. You have to say, "Oh, are you overage? Are you underage?" So
I mean, when
it's
you're
gonna-
there, think
that's
about
like-
it. When you're there, how often you go upstairs to get a beer? Versus
I mean,
the ease of
If there's
Granted,
no one
better beer
downstairs,
upstairs.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
up-
If
up
I'm
and
drinking
Right.
PBRs, I'm staying downstairs.
Right.
But if I'm
Right.
gonna get something good, I'll go upstairs.
You
Yeah.
know? But I mean, I
But
don't know
it's
if
like
you
it's
guys
a
have ever
stupid
been to
shame of the
Asbury
law.
Park Yacht Club, but
No.
I mean, that
Yeah.
place, they don't even advertise that they never advertise that they're all ages. You know what I mean?
Really?
But they're all ages. They don't make a big deal out of it. Nobody has any. Every time you go to they carded my father. He's like he's 77 years old.
That was been funny.
yeah.
I get carded going to the movies. I can't even talk.
My mom got carded a few weeks ago, and she was like,
Was she happy?
She's surprised. She was like, "Really? I got carded?" But yeah, we're gonna take a little break, and we're gonna play some more new music, and we got a new one from New Brunswick's favorite, Steve. And if you can find them, I couldn't find them on Facebook. It wouldn't let me tag them. They go by the name Steve Dot, and there's a little dot at the end. But this song is called SEGA Memecast. And then we got a birthday favorite. One of the guys are playing my birthday. This is IV by the band Barbarian. Barbarian hasn't played a show in over a year or two. And their singer's
coming out
getting
just for
married,
you?
and they're coming out. The singer lives in Boston now, and he's coming all the way out just to play my birthday show. I'm excited. I've been good friends with their drummer for a while. He was in a bunch of bands that I followed. But yeah, Steve features members of Wisteria, the Great Depression, and Bird Hotel. So we got that. We got a bunch of them. And this is SEGA Memecast by the band Steve. Hope you enjoy. And remember, you can check them out at steve65.bandcamp.com. Hope you enjoy. And remember, again, support local music and check out Making Waves on mycentraljersey.com.
Just the other
But beyond these walls of life, where is no way to be found? Eyes of rusting desert, home seeking help now. This war never ends. There's no turning back. A savior fall to end. Night. Look back with the bending eyes. It licks and lives. Fighting from his teeth. Watches us bathe and fuck in our own decay and disease. Please save me from myself.
Francesco from the Paper Jets, and you are listening to MikeroMedia.
All right, we're back, and that was Francesco from the Paper Jets. If you didn't know that already, he said his name, so you should have known that. But the Paper Jets is actually one of the guys playing one of Bob's Making Waves shows, so we're gonna talk about that too.
Yeah, I said to Jim Parks at Roxy and Dukes, I said, listen, if this showcase on October 22nd makes you money, I'd like to do another one. He says, don't worry about that. Let's do another one.
Nice.
I like your vision. I'm like, what? Cool. So
it's
we're
nice
gonna
to have
do
someone like share the support
yeah,
of it. You know?
absolutely. So we're gonna do another one on April 21st with so far Lowlight's confirmed, and I think Black Flamingos are confirmed. I forget if they confirmed or not. Gay Guy, Straight Guys confirmed, and are hoping also that the Paper Jets can do it. Who you just had,
awesome.
Francesco.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Hopefully, yeah.
And then we're gonna have another one after that, October 14th for next Halloween.
Oh, next year.
Next year. I was like,
I was going to say, when I
like,
saw that online, I was like, October 14th, that's my birthday show.
that was a conflict of
No.
interest.
No,
Yeah.
that'll be
No.
next year.
All right,
He's already
cool.
booking Halloween for next year.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy.
That's amazing.
like I said, Brittany's got a bunch of really awesome shows that I can't announce that she was telling me last night that I totally forgot who she got, but I was like kind of like jumping in my seat. She got a lot of good bands coming up. She's got like Comb the Desert. She just got that show with
Is that Joe Gallupo's band?
yeah, Joe Gallupo's band, and she got the Waffle Stompers coming up, and she's got
That's gonna be a good show.
the Winter Formal coming up, and she's got a bunch of bands playing that, and she's got a lot of good stuff coming up. So I mean, if you don't like the Court Tavern, then you better stop not liking the Court Tavern and get your ass down to the
show.
You should get your ass down to the Court Tavern and hang out.
Well, you know what it is about the Court Tavern is that it was the spot. You know, that and
Yeah.
Maxwell's. Like when bands, if like a band
Yeah.
couldn't get into Maxwell's, they played the Court Tavern.
You're right.
From Boston to Virginia. Like, you know, since 1980. You know, or maybe even earlier than that. But like when I hit New Brunswick, it was around 1983. And man, there was just so many amazing bands in the city like there is now. But what's different now is that there were so many touring bands coming through the Court Tavern.
I've noticed that.
And those kind of acts play in the basement.
Yeah.
And that's what's unfortunate, you know.
I started going to basement shows as my brother was playing with touring bands when I was like 11 or 12, and I remember going to a house called America, and I used to see I saw a Nazi punk band play, and they were playing in the basement. People were what do you call that? Circle pit, and they were just running around the room, and they were circle pitting around the room, bunch of metalheads, and this band was from Germany, and they were going oi oi oi, and it was amazing to see how many people were in a basement, and the cops were about to shut the show down, and all we did was we got really quiet, we turned the lights off, we stopped the band, and the cops left. The cops left, and then when the cops were gone, someone went outside, checked if the cops were gone, and show went on. And it was amazing.
Awesome.
That was one of my favorite show houses. And there was another one called the Mold Hole, and I see a lot of hardcore punk bands there. And I saw they had a stage in their basement, and you could jump off of it. It was a big enough stage. It was really cool, the Mold Hole, because it was all filled with mold.
Yeah, some basements smell.
Or the
worse
world's
than
smallest basement, the bread box, where it was like the band plus their equipment plus 6 people can only fit in it.
others. Really?
Yep. I remember when I used to go to basement shows and bands used to have zines and flyers they used to hand out. Now there's not so much of that going on. People don't like to promote because of the internet. I think people should promote more at shows all the time.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And you know, the thing about the basement scene was that it was very inclusive.
Yeah.
Like, if you wanted a show, you know, you pretty much just had to ask for one. And, you know, you would get it. And now it's very cliquey.
Yeah, like I said to somebody,
yeah.
I was trying to get a band. I'm not going to say their name, but I asked one of my friends about a band playing a basement show, and he goes, "Are they a basement show band?"
Yeah. Like,
and I was like,
that?
"What?" And I go, "They're like a hard rock band." And he was like, Yeah, but they don't sound like a Basement Show band, then they're not going to want to be played. They're like, Basement Show is like indie rock and like soft rock
I'm gonna make a comparison.
But I've heard metal and hardcore bands play Basement Shows.
Yeah, but it's like,
but it started with like hardcore-ish bands.
Exactly.
But
Thursday.
it's like the same thing as like if say you have like a really like a unknown unsigned band that like you really love, right?
Yeah.
And they get signed and they get big. Like, are you going to be, like, the kind of person that's going to hate them? Be like, oh, my God, they sold out. Everybody likes them. Like, now this shit's not cool anymore.
No.
I'm like, no. You're still going to, like the music. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like that same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't... They think
There's
it's,
no
like, something
band-
special because it's unknown.
There's
like,
no band that I'm not going to...
That's very true.
There's no band that I'm going to say that I don't like because they got big. If I like a band...
It's like Thursday. Thursday makes, like... Or even like like on all kinds of underground stuff, like A Day to Remember.
Like a perfect example is Owl City. The guy started out playing music in his mom's basement.
Yeah, no,
and now he's
like,
huge.
Yeah,
he's on TV commercials and a Super Bowl commercial and
I love Owl
everywhere.
City.
Owl City's huge, and I saw them open up, and there was less than 200 people at Starland when they played, and it was amazing. He had like a 10-piece orchestra on stage, violins, trumpets, 3 drummers. I was like. I was blown away. And same with the band 21 Pilots. That's a 2-man band. And they're blowing up right now. And I'm excited for them. I don't know them personally, but I give them all the credit because a lot of these people are trying to do what they're doing. And 21 Pilots was probably one of the most successful bands right now.
Yeah, one of the weird things about, like, just from the perspective of a band who's trying to break into the basement scene, one, the venues are hard to find.
And because since everything's like kept pretty secret, it's like you kind of need to know somebody.
You got to ask a punk.
Yeah,
but there's no punks in New Brunswick anymore. You got to ask an indie rock.
Just ask college kids, like, hey, you guys know of any like
right? But how do you do that?
And a lot
if you don't go to the college, how do you do that? And then, and there's no way to get a show.
Oh yeah, there's no way to like
there is
legitimately market a basement show.
Well, there's no way to get a show in a basement unless you 1, find it, and 2, go to the show and like befriend the powers that be within the basement scene.
Yeah.
And even then you might not get the show. If like what you said, well then I don't sound like a basement band. I'm like, what?
I was upset.
No.
I mean he's a good friend of mine, but still he's like, they don't sound like a basement band. I mean, aren't we here for every band possible to be part of our community? And
no, exactly.
When people get offended that someone doesn't like your band, you're like, oh, no one likes us, or we got people don't. I mean, I see the same 5 or 6 bands playing every basement show in New Brunswick, and it's even the New Brunswick scene has been seeing that. They need to change it up.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not going to say who's playing it,
but it's like there's. And it's not that it sucks like playing with the same people, but it's like you see all the same faces, and it's always fun. Like I love playing with people that we're really good friends with, and that we like all get along really well. But it's like you just try not to repeat the same show.
And the whole goal for MikeroMedia is to find new bands and seek out helping them.
Yeah, if anybody listening knows of a good local band that you want us to hear or want us to check out, then let us know.
Send us an email.
Even if it's like random and they only have like 2 songs out, just let us know.
You know what's cool? The MikeroMedia show, when you're done, when you're doing an acoustic performance, when you're done, you can download it, chop it up, and use it for your own personal use. Because if you have no music online, that's why I want you on here, so you can get your own free recordings. That's cool.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I find bands all the time. Like, people are like, do you have music? I go to the open mic all the time to find acoustic acts play. Like, number one person I've been trying to get, and I've been hinting this for a long time, is Joseph Gallupo. Joe Gallupo.
Come on down.
Come on down. Be
what
available on a
Thursday.
Thursday.
We have left?
We got... I pay for 5 hours. We're good. But if we
Joe, come on down.
Come on down, Joe.
Do it for me, man.
Yeah, but we got some more music, and I'm gonna promote a cool show. There's a show tomorrow at the Court Tavern. Let's see if I can pull it up. The Car Bomb Parade is playing. That's a great band name.
Car
Bomb. This is an awesome lineup. I mean, if anyone's available tomorrow, come out. We got I Am No Man, City Under Seas. We had them come over and do an acoustic performance. They're a hardcore band, and they're awesome. And we got the Silver Hounds, the Car Bomb Parade, and Casino Sunday. That's awesome. I saw Casino Sunday play the open mic. It was the singer and the bass player, Kimmy. They were awesome. And the Silverhounds plays a stand-up bass, and he sometimes jumps on it and just bounces on it. It's really cool.
Yeah, they're really popular.
Yeah, so that's Friday, October 7th, 2016. Brittany on Fire presents, 8 p.m., and it's $5 or $10, and it's 21 plus at the Court Tavern, 124 Church Street. So, and the cool thing about the Car Bomb Parade is the singer of the Car Bomb Parade is also the singer of Family Man that's playing my birthday show. So you can see him twice in 1 week. So yeah, we got good old-fashioned Bloodletting by the production, and the production is playing the good old Roxy and Duke's Rock Circus. And then we got Schoolyard Sniper by the Car Bomb Parade. And remember, if you see a clown, punch him in the face. This is the production with good old-fashioned Bloodletting.
Hi, this is Tom York from Radiohead. No, it's not. It's just Brian from the Paper Jets, and you're listening to MikeroMedia.
I believe in death, destruction, chaos, filthy world.
I love my gun, target practice just for fun. Take no bounties, make no demands. This is Nicolina the Terrible from the production, and you're listening to MikeroMedia.
All right.
So how did Nicole do that promo if she hasn't been on the show yet?
I got a little. I have
Handy
a
recorder.
H4. It's called a Zoom H4n, and it has XLR inputs on it, and I have a microphone, and I go around to every show that I'm at, and I get them to say, "This is blank from blank, and you're listening to MikeroMedia."
Cool.
This is Bob Makin from MyCentralJersey.com, and you're listening to MikeroMedia. I like the way that rings.
There you go. I'll do one for you.
Yeah, and yeah, that was Nicole, and you heard her. You're listening to the production. Production was just playing, but before that we had Schoolyard Sniper, and you could see them at the Court Tavern tomorrow night, $5 or $10, and that was the Carbon Parade. Then we had good old-fashioned Bloodletting by the production. October 22nd, you can see the production playing a show. Should be awesome. Just a lot of fun. But yeah, how long have you been doing this column stuff for?
Well, let's see. Making Waves started in 1988 for the East Coast Rocker, and I did that for them. They eventually became. They went back to being the Aquarian Weekly, which is what they were when they started in '69. And then I did that until '95 for them, and then they let me bring the column over to the Courier News when I came over there, and I did that until
Was that the
2005.
free paper, I think?
No, the Courier News is the paper I've been with since '95. They're Gannett.
I'm
They're
thinking
USA
of
Today.
something else.
Speaking of newspaper, is newspaper still a thing?
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened to Making Waves is that the news hole shrunk, and so they had to kill the column in 2005. And then in 2007, there was like mergers, and I wasn't doing entertainment anymore. I had just like mainly writing about corrupt cops and stuff. But then in 2014, folks saw me back out on the scene with my son's band, Experiment 34, and they're like, "Why aren't you writing about music anymore? Nobody writes about local music anymore." And so, they brought Making Waves back in January of 2016. So I've been doing it on and off for 28 years for a total of 18 years. And then I wrote about music for about 8 years before that for like the Asbury
Who
Park
would you
Press.
say? I was looking at all your stuff the other day when I was at work. Who would you say is your favorite person that you ever interviewed?
Well, I interviewed Bruce Springsteen. So
that's so. Yeah, all right. You win.
All right, you can go home now. I quit. Bruce Springsteen is probably my favorite person in the whole wide world. I mean, besides, like, I was listening to Bobby Mahoney the other day, and me and my mom were just like, this is a young Bruce. You could just hear his music, not the guitar work, but the vocals. It's like a young Bruce.
He loves Bruce.
I posted a status. It was, Bruce Springsteen is better than Bon Jovi, and the first person that commented was Bobby Mahoney. And I was like, yep.
I've interviewed John, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But
in fact, I hung out with John back in like '83 at the Fast Lane when he was in the Rest with Jack Pawnee.
Nice. One of my mom's, she's friends with the guy, Matt O'Ree. He just joined.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah. My dad and my mom are both
awesome.
like, I think Matt O'Ree was my oh no. Yeah, my dad knew him because he was playing in music together.
Yeah, a
But,
bunch of my family knew like everybody because they all grew up around where I grew up in like Fords and Woodbridge and stuff. And it's funny because they renamed.
That's where Richie Sambora's from.
Yeah, they renamed the street going into like Woodbridge High School Richie Sambora Way. And it's funny because Woodbridge doesn't have street signs; they have street posts. Like they don't put street signs anywhere, and that's the only like street sign in Woodbridge is the one that says in giant letters Richie Sambora Way.
That's great.
I was like, they gave that guy a friggin' like it's like this beautifully crafted thing, and like everybody else has.
And I
shitty
know
posts.
a lot. My dad was telling me one of his friends from the church that he goes to. They said they see him every now and then. See Bruce at Workout World.
What?
And it's like he's just a normal person. Nobody cares.
Oh yeah,
it's
he
like
is a
Bruce.
normal person. Like they're human.
mean,
Like
if I saw Bruce walking down the street, I probably would have to freak out and
see,
take
but
a
that's
selfie.
I
with
don't
him.
think I don't know.
I'm
I
a-
never
But you
get
know
like
what? Down
starstruck
there,
like
in
that.
Monmouth County.
Yeah.
I grew up.
Oh
you
yeah,
know, in Monmouth and Ocean County, and down there, like you leave him alone because you don't
Yeah.
want him to go back to California.
No.
you know?
yeah. No,
So.
I don't know. A lot of people get like starstruck, but it's like the thing is like they're regular people. They just have a kick-ass job that you wish you had. You know what I mean? Like, but it's still like a job for them.
I still have yet to see Bruce in concert. I saw Bon Jovi play
Bamboozle.
It was Bamboozle 2012.
Yeah, I was there.
He played on the beach, and my friend started a mosh pit during the set.
I left halfway through that so I could get home.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Gaslight Anthem and Brand New.
Oh, yeah.
And I just wanted to... And I was like, if we leave halfway through Bon Jovi, we'll be able to get on the train to
smashed
get
all
home.
their instruments on stage.
That was so good.
That was cool.
And I'm not... All right, I'm going to say something a little ageist, but it was like a lot of the older crowd was there just for Bon Jovi. They bought the whole day pass just to see Bon Jovi.
Up.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've been here since like friggin' 10 in the morning, man. Like I've like poured
Not
like
even.
my
I was
blood,
there
sweat.
earlier than that because my friend
you wait outside
my
on
friend
the
was doing
boardwalk.
security, so
yeah,
I had to go early.
But I was like,
9 in the morning.
I so wanted like every Brand New was on right before Bon Jovi, and I knew all these like people my parents' age did not give a shit about Brand New, and I'm like flipping out, and everyone's like staring at me. I'm like, I'm here for this. You guys can like suck it. I'm leaving after this.
I saw a band play that everybody that I talk to now hasn't seen or younger than me.
Who?
And I saw a band, My Chemical Romance, play on the beach. And every time I tell someone that I saw My Chemical Romance, they're like, "Really? That's awesome."
That was the last. That was like their last show ever.
That was one of their last shows ever.
Or that was when they announced that they weren't doing any more shows.
I might be interviewing Frank soon.
Frankie Euro.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
really?
Their drummer from Frankie Euro and the Celebration is the drummer on the new Willwood album.
What?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Frank's on the new Willwood album.
Yeah, he's on there somewhere.
Singer my friend Joe in the Afraid Brigade is so in love with My Chemical Romance and like Gerard Way. I know he's not going to listen to this right now.
I saw Gerard Way play at Starland, and there was a girl dressed up like Gerard Way, and she got on stage.
It's Joe's birthday this weekend, and my gift to him, I'm having like my dad print out this gigantic picture of Gerard Way. Joe's not listening to this. If he does, I'll like. But he's like so obsessed with My Chemical Romance.
Cool.
They're a great band.
Yeah,
they really were. You know, they played in New Brunswick Basements.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And they played at Maxwell's, which is why we wanted to get a show. So Joe wanted to get a show so bad at Maxwell's,
and also
because they played there before.
The magazine in the UK called Kerrang. It's like their alternative press magazine, and Jeff Crespi has a picture in that magazine, and it's a picture of Frankie Euro in a casket in his house. He did a personal photo shoot for him.
What?
Cool.
That's really cool.
Awesome.
He has like a mansion somewhere in New Jersey, and Jeff Crespi somehow got the connection to take photos of him. And I'm jealous of that. Jeff's doing a lot of good things, and we're working on getting Jeff Crespi to come on because Jeff just has a lot of things to talk about. Not even just like being. One time I have a crazy story. There was a metal show going on at Starland, and he was in the barricade, and I was in the barricade, like hanging out with Jeff, and this dude was drunk, and he wouldn't stop, like not leaving the barricade, and Jeff just gets to the side of his arm and elbows him, and the guy goes flying. And I go on Facebook, and I realize Jeff Crespi's a personal trainer, and that he just
could kick somebody's ass,
push that guy across. And my dad goes, he's a big, ripped Jewish guy. You never know that when you see Jeff, you're just like, oh yeah, Jeff Crespi, but
he looks like
jacked.
a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He's jacked, but Jeff's a good guy. I like him. I call him Mr. Starland Ballroom. That's how I met him. And Ian, I see his son all the time at all shows at Game Changer and around New Jersey. So. Those are some people. If you need a photographer, you got Jeff Crespi, and you got Sandy Murphy, and you got John Posada. There's a lot of good photographers around, and just because you're friends with someone doesn't mean you should use them. I mean, there's so many different talented photographers, videographers, news columnists. There's everyone doing things for the New Jersey scene. That are
Jeff
trying
Crespi
to
did something
make
for us at Wonder Bar.
He does.
It was awesome.
Yeah, if you go to the Wonder Bar, or you're at the Saint, or you're at Starland or the Stone Pony, Jeff Crespi is most likely the house photographer there. Or you could see, who is it? CoolDadMusic.com.
Yeah, Cool Dad's
Or
great.
Speaking to My Good Eye. What's his name? Mike.
Yeah, he did a live review for us. He's awesome. He does really. He writes really cool stuff.
I get them mixed up. There's the guy. Cool Dad Music, and there's another guy that hangs out. They hang out with each other. The other guy, I always think
there's like Jim from Cool Dad, Mike Mahalik, like found it. Speaking of my good eye,
Okay.
Mike, another Mike is his photographer.
Okay.
It's really good. And then there's You Don't Know Jersey, which is Ed and Alice.
Okay.
And they you know,
And I
you'll see
think
them all
Bob,
at the same shows a lot.
Not Bob. Eric from Brian Eric from the Paper Jets. I think he's part of You Don't Know New Jersey anymore. He's, I don't know if I'm allowed to air that on the air, but I think he does. He was doing some stuff the other day. He was writing about it, but it's pretty cool to know like how small this music scene is. How like everyone's part of something.
Yeah.
But if you want to do something, I've been wanting to do this podcast thing for so long, and I just waited and waited and waited, and boom, it just happened.
Well, you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Most
And
definitely.
so if you want to do something and you're afraid to do it, go out and do it. Play an instrument, pick up a camera, hang out, talk to somebody. Not even about talking to girls. It's about just, if you're afraid to do something, just go out and do it, whatever your dream is, because this is something that every week I go to work. I mean, I have a day job. I teach little kids how to do little kid stuff. I work at a preschool 9 to 5, and I love it. The kids love it. They give me a makeover all the time with my hair. Like they pretended to dye my hair purple the other day.
Pretended?
So, yeah, they didn't actually dye it purple because they can't. I mean, but this is like the brainchild of Micro. This is me. I'm MikeroMosh, and I thought of MikeroMedia, and I do it every week, and it's something that pushes me to do better in life, and also like me being straight edge helps me out. Another reason why I do things. It's just I wake up in the morning and I'm just like, what am I gonna play on the radio show on Thursday? Who's gonna come on this show? And I go to the open mic and I'm like, you're a great act. You should come on. It's just
gets you up out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, it gets me out of bed in the morning. It's just everyone's like, life sucks. I have a crappy band. My girlfriend fights with me all the time. My parents don't like me. I'm like,
welcome to my life, Mike.
Find something you like to do and love.
Absolutely.
And it's like, I don't know, and I'm like super excited.
You know what it is? You have to find something
like
that you would do for free.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're fortunate enough to get paid for it, you're golden.
That's like me working at the preschool. I go in, open the front door, I sign in, put my finger on the time clock thing. I open the door, I walk in, go to the hallway, there's a bunch of kids there. I go in my classroom, and it's Miss Gale's class. Sorry if she's listening, probably not. I don't want my job to know about this. So they're listening, and I walk in, and they jump on top of me, and they're like, Mr. Mike, I missed you. Where were you? They think that I live at the YMCA. I'm pretty sure they don't know if teachers. I always thought teachers lived at the school that I went to too. But it's like it's cool. But
when you're little, you think that the world revolves around you because the grown-ups in your life make you feel that way, so you feel secure.
Exactly.
And then you have to grow up and realize, oh, the world doesn't revolve around me.
Yeah.
And then you grow up, and then you realize, like, oh, no one gives a shit about what I say or think.
And the kids are 3 to 5 years old, and I mean, a lot of them.
That's really
the best. I wish I could record this conversation at lunchtime, like just get a video and have all the parents listen to them. They talk about absolutely nothing at lunchtime, but it's a lot of stuff that comes out.
But they have like a conversation. Yeah, they have conversations.
And it's like me and the teacher are looking at each other like, what are they talking about? There's nothing coming out of their
They probably don't even know either.
That age is amazing.
They argue about everything, and it's funny.
Like, oh, they're so funny.
And they're like, Mr. Mike, guess what? And or when you go on the carpet and you're like, what'd you guys do this weekend? One kid will say, I went to Disney World. Everyone else went to Disney World too, all 20 of the kids, because one kid said it, so they all did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're wow. It's already 8:02.
It's past my bedtime.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, we're ready to go to Roxy and Duke, so we gotta head out a little bit, but we got a few more bands, and we got Sprawled Out by Six Shit, and then we got In Time by Control, and Control's actually playing my birthday show along with Six Shit. Control's one of the lighter bands, and Control features members of
Control's one of the lighter bands,
and the Afraid Brigade. But Control has a member, the vocalist. I mean, the bass player in Control is also the vocalist in the band Hail Mary, and he's also the vocalist in another band called Scary Stories, featuring members of Basement Beers. So you he's in a lot of different bands, and he's doing a lot of good things. So you should check them out. And then we got Rebecca Emont also known as Pizza Rat, with the song called Listen. So I'm excited to play that because that's something that I haven't played, and I'm really a big fan of Rebecca. She reminds me of like Stevie Nicks and like I got like a good vibe off that, like a Stevie Nicks vibe. And I said to somebody, she should really cover some Stevie Nicks. And then someone said to me, look at this. He pulls out a video on his phone, and she's covering Stevie Nicks. And I was like, really? That's awesome. So we're going to play some more music, but is there anything else you want to tell us?
Oh, hey, before we take a music break, I just wanted to point out to the folks that you can find my Making Waves column at mycentraljersey.com/entertainment. I also have a Making Plans column. Making Plans comes out every Friday in print, and we try to get it up every Thursday night.
Is that the like what's going on this weekend?
10 best
I
things
love
to
that.
do the weekend.
I love that.
Excellent, thank you. And then Making Waves, of course, is the local independent arts and entertainment report. It's, I'd say it's like 85% music. We got a Q&A. We have, 1 to 3 record reviews every week, sometimes a live review and local briefs. And that comes out every Sunday, both in print and online. In print, both columns are in the Home News Tribune and the Courier News, and online, again, they're at mycentraljersey.com/entertainment, and sometimes they're also at app.com, which is the Asbury Park Press's website, and dailyrecord.com. If I get really lucky, they're on usatoday.com.
Ooh.
Wow.
So is that top 10 things to do like for the weekend, that's in the entertainment thing too?
Yeah.
See that? Yeah. I really like that, because if you really don't know what to do and like you're looking for like maybe like a date idea with your girlfriend or like something to do with your friends, like a lot of the stuff is like free or super cheap, and it's just like cool stuff to go out and do, like especially now where it's like nice out.
That's also another reason why I started this whole podcast, was people message me all the time. What band should I check out? Where's there a show coming up?
Yeah.
What should I do? What venues have things going on? I want to go see a punk band tonight. I want to see an indie rock band. I want to see a female-fronted band. Whatever it is, they're always messaging me and asking. Like someone just messaged me and said, "Do you know anything about New Brunswick basement shows?" And
you should have just said, "No, I have no idea."
I sent them. There's a thing called newbrunswickshows.org, and you check that out, and it tells you every show. No, it says the name of the house, but there's no address.
It's all underground.
So just message the band for details. But it's cool. Like, people ask me all the time. So once I started this, everyone was like, "That's a great idea." I listen to it all the time. One guy, I didn't even know. I know him, but I haven't talked to him in a long time. We fell out of reach with each other, and he's like, "Oh, my band's starting to come up again, and we're going to start playing shows every now and then." And I said, "Check out my podcast." He goes, "You know what? I listened to it already. I'm subscribed to it on iTunes." And I was like, "Really? I haven't even let this guy know about my thing." But when I post about it and I tell people, a lot of people ask me, what are some, or they post on Facebook, "Give me some new bands to check out." So all I do is just post a link to my MikeroMedia, and I say, "Check this out," and you can find whatever band. One kid told me he went to a show in PA to see a band called Varials. They're a metal band, and he said he knows that band because of my show.
That's awesome.
And I didn't even know the kid. We met at Warped Tour. I was dressed up like I was Bacon Boy, and we met at Warped Tour, and that's how he's like, "Hey, you're the guy that does the podcast, MikeroMedia, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, I went to go see Varials at the Voltage Lounge in Pennsylvania, in Philly, because I listened to it on your show, and I really liked them a lot."
Yeah, I got Will Wood from you. That was fantastic.
Yeah, so...
Oh, just a quick shout out for the show again, October 22nd, Roxy and Dukes. It's the Making Waves Rock Circus Showcase with the Black Clouds, Will Wood and the Tapeworms, Experiment 34, the production, Burlesque Darling Vivi Noor, the Human Pincushion Gazella Rose, and a new aerial act called Vertical Fixation. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes.
And I also just wanted to ask you guys, you got the production on next week. Who do you got coming up after that?
We don't have anyone coming up after that, but we do have November 11th. We're going to be at a secret New Brunswick basement known as Flavor Town, and we're going to have an acoustic show featuring Ben Luckman. We got a out-of-state guy from Boston. I'm not too sure what his name is. And we got an acoustic performance that I'm really excited about. we got Luke Hendricks from Teenage Halloween doing an acoustic, and we're going to bring our setup. We're going to set up in the basement, and we're going to have our own little acoustic show going on down there. So
Cool.
we will have you guys let you know when it comes closer to that, and we'll probably play some of the bands closer. I've been wanting Luke to come on for so long, so now here's his opportunity to come on. And I said to Ben, can we broadcast out of your basement? And he's like, sure. I'm excited about that. So definitely, that's going to be a great show. But we've been working on getting Realms to come on. They're from Asbury, and we're getting Matt Cook to come on. So we haven't had the dates set yet, but we're getting a couple people. And again, we want Joe Gallupo.
Yeah. Do it, Joe.
Do it. But we've been getting a lot. I mean, once the production comes on and once I start promoting more and I got my T-shirts in. So if you want to buy a T-shirt, I got small to extra large. They're $12. And I'm just going to sell them at my birthday show because everyone's going to be there. So I'll make money that way. And, I mean, all the money goes towards buying more T-shirts. So tell me your size and what you want. Come to the MikeroMedia show. Check us out on Google Play, iTunes, soon to be on iHeartRadio. And check us out on www.spreaker.com/user/MikeroMedia, or come out to a show. I'll probably be taking photos or video or moshing
wrapped in bacon.
Or moshing around the room. But I like to say thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting local music. And you could check out every Monday night. There's an awesome podcast called Live from the Dining Room, and you can check that out on diningroom.net, diningroomradio.net, or LTDR. You can find them on Podbean, Stitcher, and you can find them on iTunes by searching Live from the Dining Room. And they got some awesome acts in there. They had the Black Clouds recently, so you could go check that out. They had the production, and they had a whole bunch of other ones. So
the Vaughns
just did one. So
that was good.
if you want to hear some
nice to hear the
a
Vaughns
really
do
cool
acoustic.
stripped down acoustic set, then you'll probably go crazy because Live from the Dining Room really knows how to party. So yeah, check them out. And this next few songs, we got Sprawled Out by Sick Shit. Then we got In Time by Control. And we got Listen by Pizza Rat, a.k.a. Rebecca from the Court Tavern. And remember, October 14th, you can come hang out with Mr. MikeroMedia, Bob Makin, and the one and only Zach Landers from the Afraid Brigade, banging the skins for you. And come out. It's $5, $10. And if you support me, you should come out to my birthday show, because why not? I'm going to turn 24, and it's going to be another day sober, so I want to watch everyone be drunk and have a good time.
You know it.
So come hang out. And this next one is a really cool female-fronted hardcore band, and they're going to sing about their problems, and she's going to scream. So if you're stuck in traffic right now, turn this up on level 10 and annoy your parents, because this one's a loud one, and this is Sprawled Out by Sick Shit. And remember, punch your friends in the face.
I am Chris from The Dark Matters, and you are listening to MikeroMedia.
In time.